the next study that we did that's super exciting was a leaky gut study. And this was the first, and as far as I know, the only study of of this magnitude actually showing that these strains started to seal up the leakiness of the gut, which is huge. I mean, this is huge because leaky gut is really responsible for 90% of non-communicable diseases. I mean, if you have the leakiness of the gut, the LPS toxins that are in our gut that really aren't problematic start to seep into the bloodstream. And now you start to see this inflammatory response. And you're getting this, it's like this constant drippy faucet. And the scary part about that study, so that study, if you don't mind, I'll talk a little bit about it. They took University of North Texas did this study, and they took 100 college students. These were healthy college students. They weren't on any pharmaceuticals. They were healthy, no symptoms, nothing at all. They took 100 of those students and found that 55% of them had a leaky gut and didn't know it. They had no symptoms or anything like that. But when they could, the way they were testing it is how much LPS toxins seeped into the bloodstream. These tests, unfortunately, are not available yet.
Like, I need that test.
I know they're really only available in the research setting, but hopefully we'll get them available in the commercial setting. But the bottom line is what that tells us is that it's safe to assume that most adults, they estimate 80 to 90% of adults have a leaky gut and don't know it. And so what happened is they sent them home with the spores. Half of them were sent home with the spores. Half of them were sent home with the placebo. They said, go do whatever, no dietary or lifestyle modifications. They're just eating away their unhealthy college meals that they eat. Pizza, beer, all that stuff. Destroying their microbes. They come back 30 days later. They took the placebo, the treated group. So they took the one that had the spores, and they gave them a challenge meal and saw a 42% reduction in LPS toxins seeping into their bloodstream. 42% reduction. This was just 30 days, no other dietary lifestyle. Here's the worst part. The placebo group that wasn't getting anything, they gave them a challenge meal, tested their blood, and found a 32% increase in LPS toxins. So what that's telling us is that it's getting worse and worse. It's like I said, that drippy faucet. Like it's not a problem. It's not a problem. And then one day the tub overflows, it's like, and that people will be like, I was fine. And all of a sudden I have this autoimmune condition, or I was fine. All of a sudden I have diabetes, or I was fine. Now I have neurodegenerative issues. I'm more anxious, so there's all of these conditions that start to happen when you have this leakiness of the gut. And so it's really excited that now we have a study that's showing that these strains are helping seal up those tight junctions and seal up the gut lining.
Yeah. And with a little lifestyle modification too, you can accelerate that healing.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And we know that even absorbing, nutrients, I mean, if our gut is inflamed, we're not absorbing nutrients. I mean, so we have to make sure that we are taking care of our gut. We could be taking multivitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D, all these great nutrients, but if our gut is inflamed, it's just not absorbing the nutrients. And that's why I just feel like it is ground zero for health, is that we take care of our gut microbiome.
Yes. And Stephen Gundry even said, if you have a really serious leaky gut because of all these other things, but you eat the healthiest diet, like brown rice and tofu and broccoli, a little piece of broccoli might sneak into your bloodstream, and the immune system will start developing antibodies and attacking that broccoli. And then all of a sudden your healthy diet isn't healthy for you anymore, because it's now broccoli is an inflammatory food for you. And it's so counterintuitive, but it's just because we have that breakdown of defense that's so beautifully and intelligently designed between this, community. Again, we're just like these spiritual beings in this meat and bacteria suit.
Yes.
When we kill off half the meat suit, we're killing off half of our suit here with the bacteria. So it's such a good example. And on that note, I'd love for you to, that study is amazing, but in 10 years, and I'm sure people have reached out to you personally. Can you share a really powerful transformation story of someone that maybe was dealing with a really a terminal illness or something really debilitating that took Just Thrive, and with lifestyle changes or not, we're able to turn it around?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't even know where to start. And obviously we have to be careful because of FDA requirements and all of that. But we do know that one of my favorite is a child's, as a mother of 3 kids, I love to see like kids feeling better. And we spoke a lot at autism conferences, and we would, a lot of kids on the autism spectrum have major gut dysbiosis, and it literally changed his life. I mean, I just got an email from the mom recently and just saying how, he started going to the bathroom regularly. He started speaking more because, I mean, when you get rid of those toxins, all these other things start to happen. And we've seen people with horrible digestive issues. I'm so hesitant to like say the names of them, but like Crohn's, colitis, all these things. And just where they've said, I've tried every pharmaceutical, I've tried every over the counter, nothing has worked like these spores have worked for them. And it's amazing. I mean, it's what keeps us going every single day. And, but it's like, the other thing is, it's even just like the ordinary person, they start taking it because maybe some gas and bloating, and they start having more energy, they start sleeping better, and they're happier, they're in a better mood. And, that's what I think is so great, is that in the pharmaceutical industry, it's like side effects include suicidal thoughts, death, bloody stools, all these horrible things. And with our product, it's like we have all the time. Side effects include, better mood, sleeping better, better weight management. I mean, your gut microbiome is dictating how you're metabolizing your food. And if you're one of those people that could eat 10 cupcakes and not gain weight, not that I would ever recommend that, but, or if you're one of those people that could look at a cupcake and gain 10 pounds. So, all of these great side effects happen when you start taking care of your gut. But I mean, I could go on. I mean, I would recommend maybe even on our website, we have like the reviews from people. It's just, they are heartwarming. I mean, every day and I also feel just with our immune system, I mean, 80% of our immune system is found in our gut. I felt very grateful that my family and our friends and our community were all on the product during the last couple of years, just because we know that what's out there isn't helping anybody. We need to make our bodies resilient, and things will come our way. Viruses we will be faced with. We will be faced with bacterial things. We'll be faced with things that come in our way, but we have to make our bodies resilient. That is really what my goal is just to make our bodies resilient so that when we are faced with things, we could handle them better.
Totally. And that's like what I want to stress here. And that's why I just love having guests like you on the show, and, just what you've created. Like we have disconnected from nature just through industry and modernization and all of these things. And our bodies are so resilient and designed so intelligently. And, like we said, we are this dance between the microbial world and human cells. And it's just like so wild to me. And obviously there's so many offenders in modern life, and that are breaking down that system and that health and that vitality. And so to find solutions that are based in nature, these spores from the ground and the soil that our ancestors were literally sleeping in, eating berries off the plant that were covered in these spores. And this was natural connection. And so to offer that reconnection so that we have the best chance at operating, this physical body in the way that it was designed with resilience. Of course, there's going to be offenders. Of course, there's going to be viral outbreaks. It's happened through millions of years of time, in every era of history. And so our job is not to live in fear, or, it's to really the most natural, aligned way with which we're designed to build up that resilience so that we can take on that viral information. Maybe it takes us down for a few days, but then our body does its thing, takes in the information, learns, builds up immune defenses, and we move on with life,
Yes. And I love that you said that, because I say that all the time. Like, our bodies are beautifully designed to heal themselves.
Thank you for listening to the Heal Podcast. Be sure to tune in every Thursday for more empowering wisdom and inspiring healing stories. And make sure you hit the follow button on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss that one episode that holds the answer you've been searching for. And please rate and review us so that we can grow and reach more people. Thanks so much, and be well.